Greetings. This is Acclaimed, or Alexander, currently doing a recap of the LJL roster changes. Just to go on quickly, these are most of the changes that have happened for LJL during the off season, and some teams have obviously done more changes than others. Teams such as Detonation got on air, coach from Vici Gaming, Ramoon no longer a substitute. Grass Gaming had a surprising amount of changes for doing so well in the season. However, the sheet will be publicly available for anyone interested. Following that, teams that have very few changes. Burning Core changed its port. Also, something to note, Console Gaming no longer here due to some unmet requirements that was not publicly available. Instead, changed to SoftBank Hawks. And Sengoku Gaming changed out their entire roster except for Blank. They are to be a force to be reckoned with now, probably. Axis, bottom of the barrel. Rascal Jesters also bottom of the barrel before. Got some good pickups. Bochut, Hachameka, Art, Vivid, uh, Vivid Lasso, remember correctly, are pretty good pickups anyway, all around. For Rascal, Axis are obviously the losers once again of this off season, not getting really anything. Yes, some they got Hoglet, Hyde, not really known people. Corporal from OCE, and Fujioka. They got 2 support sign. It's not mentioned which is who of them will be starting, but probably Fujioka, but there was no information on the guy. Following that, we have some stats in the sheet as well. As seen, Axis, most of these people are... Hoglet doesn't have the best stats from last year. This is just last year, of course. But of course, the standing members of Axis have the worst. They're absolutely not impressive scores at all. Hyde, he was a support in 2018, not playing competitive in 2019, and then coming back now as an 80 carry. Very hard to know how he'll perform. Corporal didn't have the best stats either in an already rather weak region. Coming to another weak region is not going to make him a lot more impressive, probably at least. Following that, V3 seems pretty solid still now. I mean, Boogie is from Elmas, a very good jungler over there. He had a bit of a rough end, but I think he was not quite filling the shoes that he was supposed to in the team, but he did well, I guess. But the biggest question is once again, Archer not previously been playing pro games, and they're all replacing a pretty good 80 carry already with a pretty good support and a pretty good support as well. Although Reina was previously in Sengoku Gaming. It's not kind of middle of the team still, but also not very impressive. So I think V3 actually lost a lot from this. They were all like 14 and 7. They're probably gonna be middle of the pack now, very middle, maybe even bottom half with these changes. Rascal Jesters, huge winners. Got a great jungle in a region that doesn't have any good junglers, essentially. Very rare for a jungler in this region to know how to do basic pathing, and very rare for them to know anything about how pressure works. Now, Art is also from. Where was Art from? Oh yeah, he's from Crest Gaming Air. He's a really good AD carry there as well. So that's a good pickup. Vivid is also pretty good. Really good pickups. Ninja is probably still pretty dodgy, very hit and miss player. Cog is not the smartest. He's pretty brain dead from what I've seen. So hopefully Hachameka can make up for that. But we'll see. I think this is a top tier team potentially now. Sengoku. No, wait. This is a Soft Talk Gaming. Soft Bangkok Gaming that did some changes. First, Urumik is no longer playing. He's a substitute instead. Dasher moved to top lane. Tussle's still around. Tussle is probably one of the. He should not be on this team. He should be absolutely bottom if even playing. Like he should. I'm surprised Keymaker retired though, but Keymaker should still been around. I think it's kind of sad. He was at least solid. If Tussle can keep going, Keymaker can keep going. Anti got replaced. He changed team to Sengoku game, I think. And he's very clutch sometimes, and he's very important. Very important player for a bot lane. Following that, we have the Press Gaming art that also did some changes, although it's kind of hard to follow this roster because they had a lot of people going inactive in the middle of the for like a month and things like that. They lost Hachameka, which is pretty good. Yoshi is not the best. He has not a lot of games to go on from last season, so hard to say. Nap is pretty solid top laner, I think. At least their top side in general are pretty solid. Their bot lane is, I mean, Art, he's upgradable, I guess. I don't know who Gangu actually is. I haven't seen him play. Stats not very impressive or anything like that. Although it was from a stronger region, so perhaps it's acceptable, right? Right. So let's see how this started. Okay, game's not started yet. Let's get the last part. Grandel was previously top laner as well during a short time, and he now back to bot lane. Grandel is, I think it's good that he's bot lane again, at least. Now, DFM, no changes. The absolute favors of the region. They're powerhouse. Very hard to find anything. but the few games, most of the games I looked was on later on the seasons, and a few people actually tried to play against them. Made them very hard to evaluate how strong they actually were. Because the early games also were a bit wishy-washy. But yeah, I think they have really strong solo laners. Junglers is at least, I think their jungler is one of the, together with Hachameka, one of the few junglers that are actually able to know how to play jungle. Now, following here, Blank's team, quite known player. He's also able to play jungle. Probably those three junglers, right? They changed the whole roster to a very expensive roster. They really put down the money here. So Blank was probably already on a pretty good contract. Upperman is the lesser known ones here. Aside from that, got Pierian from LEC, previously LCK from that, who actually had a pretty okay year. Obviously, bottom tier LEC material, but currently, for sure, should be able to perform in this region. Yutori Muyashi, very solid AD carry from V3 Gaming, and they also replaced Reina for NT. This is like an all-around upgrade as well. I think this is a team that will be surprising a lot of people, or rather, they shouldn't be surprising a lot of people. They should already be expected to be performing a top 3, top 4 team. Following that, we have a Burning. What is that? Burning Core. Forgot that. Also, the only change their support. Very little action in their teams, their games. Very slow team. Think the meta may favor them slightly, but they're usually probably gonna be middle of the pack still. Now, following that, we have some predictions for the first week. Now, wait, just gonna make sure it's proper like that, and then this specific one is kind of hard, so I have actually not exactly chosen quite yet, but I will evaluate as it gets closer. So first game, DFM 100% should win this game. V3, as I said, lost, but V3 should be able to beat Axis still. Let's see here. Following that, Burning Core, DFM, SoftBank Hawk Gaming, and Sengoku Gaming should be winners. Rascal Jester should win the last game. This is a very rough one here, though. But I think evaluating the actual changes, I think Sengoku Gaming has the upper hand here. So, following that, the game should be starting in a minute.